What up, peoples? It's your boy, a big Willie-isms, and we are about to try a little something different, man. So I've been wanting to do like wrestling reviews for a while, and I didn't want to do anything like WWE because there's already enough people out here to do that. I didn't want to do AEW because there's already enough people doing that. Hell, there's already enough people doing New Japan. So what companies out there don't really have reviews, at least from what I'm seeing? Indies. So you know what? I'm decided to do a little something different. And I'm going to give my thoughts on the new GCW, the World on GCW Part 2, which came on yesterday, which was June 20th. So I was introducing a lot of my friends to GCW because they had never watched GCW before. At least a lot of them haven't. And needless to say, this show got so many of my friends into GCW now. Like, I'm so excited that they like love the product. And the fact that they just blew them away. And yeah. Good work, GCW. So, without any further ado, let's go into I'm just gonna go match by match, and just let you know what I thought and just go from there. So before we actually get started off with the actual show itself, I want to give huge props to GCW for this. So this was their first show since, I don't want to call it the actual name because even though I'm not monetized yet, I do want to eventually be monetized. This is the first show that they've had since, like what Culture calls it, the Global Bastard started happening, you know what I mean? Or like Game Grumps call it, the Backstreet Boys World Tour started. So this is their first show since then, and they held it outside in Indianapolis. And big ups to all the people that were there. The night before, IWA Mid-South had a show, and nobody wore masks. They was in a confined area. If I'm not mistaken, they didn't even have air conditioning. But GCW, they had it outside. Damn near made it mandatory that every single person wear a mask. Like, there might have been like 3 or 4 people I saw in that whole crowd that wasn't wearing a mask, but they wore masks. For the most part, they practiced social distancing, like not a lot. You know, for the most part, people spread out, you know what I mean? And people was being as careful as they possibly could, you know? So big ups to GCW on that. It just looked like it was like a real good atmosphere. Everybody was just having a good time, and man, much respect to GCW. After the ring announcer got everybody hyped up and the crowd was just lit, we started off with Alex Zane versus Jimmy Lloyd. That match, as a whole, was a pretty good opener. Like, I'm a huge fan of Alex Zane, but Jimmy Lloyd, you could tell my man was rusty. Like, there's a couple of botch spots in there, not a lot, but they did do what they could. I mean, a lot of them have been off for like 3 months. Yeah, as a whole, I would say that match was a lot of fun. Of course, Alex Zane won it. We kind of figured that. As a whole, I would say that match, I'm not gonna say it was bad, but I'm not gonna say it was fantastic. I would definitely give it, like, out of a 5, give it like a 3.5 out of 5. You know, it was all right. It was what it was, you know. Next up, we had Tony Deppen versus Shane Mercer. And oh, man. This is the match that got all my friends talking. This is the match that, like, people have never heard. Some of my friends have heard of Tony Deppen, but a lot of them have not heard of Shane Mercer. And this man was doing moves that was Japan level good, you know what I mean? At one point, he did like a gorilla press on the Tony Deppen, dropped him and did like a tour of the islands type move. And I'm like, good God. Like, I've seen Mercer before, but he showed out in this match, man. They was up here doing dives and whatnot, and they teased getting ready to throw each other into the river. And one of them almost did, but obviously they didn't. They went back up to the concession stand, right? Marco Stunt's brother, Logan Stunt, was over there just minding his business. I don't know what happened. Here come Mercer, grabbed Logan Stunt, lifted him up over his head, and threw him into the damn fountain. I don't think they found him the rest of the night, man. At this point, I'm saying Deppen versus Mercer was probably match of the night at the moment. I mean, that was just the second match of the entire event. But Mercer is a force to be reckoned with. Tony Deppen, he just a dick. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna say he a dick just because he beat a dude that had no legs last year. But that's a whole nother story. Shane Mercer, like, once people notice him, he's gonna be on people's top 5 list by the end of the year, or at least top 10 list by the end of the year. Like that match easily gets a 5-star from me. That's definitely one of the matches you have to watch on the World on GCW Part 2. Like, go watch that match. Next up, we have AJ Gray versus KTB. I made a joke on my Discord about AJ Gray. If you follow AJ Gray on Twitter, you know my man is probably one of the horniest dudes out there. Y'all remember that scene from Quagmire from Family Guy? My man had gotten introduced to internet porn, and his arm was like swole, right? That's pretty much what I compared AJ Gray to before the match actually happened. I was like, we was talking about how most wrestlers are probably going to be rusty because they haven't done anything since the pandemic started. I'm like, man, my man's been using that arm for some stuff. He going to be all right. I'll be damned if homeboy didn't come out there and he had like a little vein right down his arm popping out. Just a little, you know what I mean? And that arm was strong. And KTB, big ups to you. I see you out here slimming down a little bit. My man done got cut, jacked. KTB out here looking. But we ain't talking about the looks of the arms. It's nothing like, well, the arms go come into play in just a minute. That match with KTB and AJ Gray was so... It was a match that like you could possibly see in Japan. You know what I mean? Listen, you are going to hear me talk about Japan style wrestling a lot because that's my favorite thing is strong style. KTB and AJ Gray, man, they was going ham on each other, man. They did some strikes and whatnot. It was a fun match to just sit back and watch and just like be mesmerized with. But I'm going to say this, AJ Gray, when he came out with that damn lariat, if you had your headphones on like I normally do, oh, you can hear that. That smack to KTB's chest, it was like, BOW! I was like, oh, okay. My man, that fap arm was strong. That boy. Obviously, AJ Gray got the win. But dude, that was a good ass match. Like, I definitely got to give that match like a 4.5 out of 5. But, man, that match was a good-ass match and well worth checking out, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. Next up, we got Tre Lamar versus Lee Moriarty. We had a few pretty decent spots in this matchup. There was one move where it was like going from rope to rope, and then Tre, like, he jumped over Lee. And then you know how, like, you do that little thing where, like, you lay on your back, you get ready to do, like, the damn monkey flip type deal? He tried to do that, but then Lee Moriarty did a damn front flip and landed into like a pin, and it was, that right there was nice. I dug it, you know what I mean? But in the end, Lee Moriarty won the matchup, and I probably give that one about a 3. It was, that match right there itself was definitely about a 3 out of 5. Next up, we got 44-0 versus the Second Gear Crew. It started off all right, but as a whole, like, the beginning of the match started off pretty good and whatnot, but then we get to the struggle 3D, or whatever the hell that was supposed to be. I don't know if that was supposed to be a 3D or a damn, like, lifted DDT through the damn table or whatever. I was like, what the hell was this? And then, like, the finish, like, 44-0, they won, but it's like, it was what it was. 2 out of 5. I mean, to be 100% honest, out of all the matches, it's probably the worst one. Next up, intermission comes to an end, and we got a scramble match that was, Gringo Loco versus Zachary Wentz of the Rascals versus my boy Calvin Tankman versus J.J. Garrett versus Benjamin Carter versus Cole Redrick. Listen, fam. If there's any other matches that you need to see on this show, it's this one. My God, this match has so much going on in it, but there were some spots in here like I didn't surprise the hell out of me. A whole lot of diving to the outside spots. The man of the hour is my boy Calvin Tankman when he did that running shooting star press. Everybody else watching with it lost their damn mind. Like, the Discord just, it was crazy. It's like, that big ass dude, bigger than me. I ain't a small dude. I'm right at 300 pounds. Used to be over that much. But Calvin Tankman, at about that size or more, cut a running shooting star press. Listen, if there's one match I need in my life eventually, it's Calvin Tankman versus Keith Lee. If Keith Lee ever leaves like NXT/WWE, I want Calvin Tankman versus Keith Lee. That match right there, boy. Calvin Tankman won the matchup, and I want y'all to know, if you've never seen Calvin Tankman before, go watch his matches, because I guarantee you he is the future of this business. Calvin Tankman. Keep that name in your mind. Calvin freaking Tankman. And he comes out to Hail Mary by Tupac. You can't get no better than that, fam. Great matchup, man. It was that scramble is well worth checking out. So yeah, go watch that joint. Easily. 5 all day, man. That match was so good from beginning to the end. Next up, we have Dickerson versus Manders. It was good. You could tell like Dickerson had the upper hand the majority of the match, and he was like a cerebral assassin in this match. He kept on going for Manders' leg. He got that leg hurt, and he stayed on that the rest of the damn match. Manders tried to get a couple moves in, you know, but Dickerson, he just kept going in on that leg. Just made my man submit. That's really the best way I can put this match. I'm gonna give that match about a 4. It was good. Like if you like technical wrestling, and like there's some heavy hits in there too. Don't get me wrong. Right, there's some good strikes in there. It was definitely more of like your technical style rest holds and stuff like that. And now I'm about to get ready to go into full Meltzer mode. Blake Christian versus Myron Reed. So in my Discord, I said that I was 5 fucking stars. I rewatched that, and I'm giving that thing another. I'm giving that thing like I'm going full Meltzer. I'm giving that thing a 7 star, and it wasn't even in the Tokyo Dome. People know who Myron Reed is, especially those that watch MLW. A lot of my friends, I introduced them to Blake Christian. This man, they was out here showing out. Now there was one spot on here that still blows my mind. The spot, I mean, he's done it in MLW a few times, but this is the first time I've seen him do it like onto like the grass. And that was Myron Reed jumping clean over the top rope. Grabbed Blake Christian and landed with a damn ace crusher. Man, people thought he broke his tailbone. Like, he was going a little slow after that, man. But when he did that damn ace crusher, man, I was like, this dude done hurt himself in the middle of this matchup. But he was all right, because like a little bit later on, they kept on going at it once again. Reversal for reversal. Stunners out of nowhere. Ace crusher out of nowhere. There was one spot when like Myron Reed went to do like looked like he was about to get ready to do an acai moonsault, but Blake Christian jumped right beside him and did like almost like a reverse Spanish fly, and then put him in like a choke submission. Man, I was like, yo, and it was smooth. They kept on trading. They kept on going. I'm just gonna tell you, man, that match was easily a 6 star, 7 star, whatever. Like that match could have been the main event. But I'm telling you, do yourself a favor and go back and watch Blake Christian versus Myron Reed, man. That match was wild. It was so good. Man, so good. Next match was Alley Cat versus Effie. It was fun. That's really all I can say about it. Like, it was a fun match. Alley Cat had a wardrobe malfunction. Her new gear had some stuff pop out, so they had to give her a shirt to wear. There was a few times in here that Effie was like just talking all kind of trash. There was one thing, like, of course with June, it's Pride Month, and Effie got on the mic and was like, "I'm proud of you, Alley Cat, for finally coming out, letting the world know, being all proud of it." But next thing you know, he heard that talking about like, "I'm the old gay." When my man was like, "I'm the old gay," you knew he was about to get ready to go off. So went back in there, had a couple door spots and whatnot. Alley Cat came out with the dub. I'm gonna give that a 3.5 out of 5. It was a fun match for what it was. I love both Alley Cat and Effie. For what it was cool. I definitely give it like a 3.5 out of 5. That match was it's still definitely worth watching. And finally, we have Nick Gage versus Nate Webb. Now, before we got into this matchup, Nick Gage was on his way to the ring. And unfortunately, while he was on his way to the ring, someone had I don't think they got pushed, but they had passed out from heat exhaustion. And in the crowd, she had fallen down and busted her head like on the concrete or whatnot. Big ups to GCW for not letting anything go on until she was taken care of. Like, we pretty much, right after Nick Gage came out to the ring and that situation happened, the show pretty much got put on hold for like 20 minutes. I feel like it's like 20 minutes or so. They made sure that girl was all right. Like, they made sure that like they had like the EMTs out there. They had people checking out on her. The ring announcer even said, "Y'all need to chill out. Just give us some time. We need to make sure that this fan is okay." And like, that's the thing that I really respect GCW about, is they care about their fans. Like, they made sure that she was okay before they finished off the event. And you could tell the main event was like maybe cut short due to that, but it was still a fun main event to watch. I mean, Nate Webb versus Nick Gage is always fun. Like, they've been having matches since the CZW days. And then here come, of course, Nate Webb comes to the ring with his "I'm just a teenage dirtbag" theme music, and you know how that goes. But Nick Gage was like, "Fuck your theme music, fam." Came out there and wore his ass out the rest of the match. They teased throwing my man, throwing each other into the river and whatnot, and they kept on just brawling on the outside. Nate Webb went to the damn concession stand and got a beer just to throw it in Nick Gage's face, and Nick Gage is like, "Boy, if you don't," and Nick Gage just wore him out the rest of the time and just finished him off with the power driver from the middle rope onto a chair, and that was it. It was good. I get that one about a 4 out of 5 for sure. Probably would have been better if it was a little longer, if Nate Webb would have had like more of an offense, but it was what it was. I mean, I can't complain about it. So, as a whole, I give this show a 4.5 out of 5. That's my rating. That's gonna be my rating scales when you watch my reviews from now on. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5. Worst match of the night being 44-0 versus Second Gear Crew. Best match of the night being Blake Christian versus Myron Reed. Like, the show as a whole was so damn dope. I highly suggest you all go back and watch it. It's available on fight.tv now. But yeah, go and get it. I think you can get the replay for $14 still. But yeah, go watch it. Make your own opinion. That's what I'm gonna tell y'all when y'all watch my videos. Like, when you watch a review, that is that viewer's opinion. You can hate it or you can love it, but make your own opinions. All right? I'm just telling you what I thought about it and encouraging you all to watch it and come up with your own view. You might love 44-0 versus Second Gear Crew, but me, I wasn't that much of a fan. Hell, you might hate Blake Christian versus Myron Reed. But I loved it. And that's just my thoughts. Go make your own opinion. Go watch it and make your own opinions. And hell, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Let me know what you thought about GCW, the World on GCW Part 2, man. I thought it was great. And I highly recommend you all go check it out. So that's it for your boy today. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. It's not that hard to do. Just hit that button right down below, like click, click. There you go. Or if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching YouTube on PlayStation or whatever, you gotta go. Then you just gotta hit the back button, hit my icon. You know how to subscribe to somebody if you're watching on damn PlayStation or Xbox or Roku or whatever. But if you're watching on PC, just take that mouse and just click it. You know what I mean? Once again, go watch the World on GCW Part 2. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, it's your boy Big Willie-isms, and we's out.